Hello, my name is Brandy. Welcome to my channel. If you are here, thank you so much for tuning in. So if you're new here, again, my name is Brandy. I am an educated black girl that just does travel vlogging. I talk about a bunch of different topics, right? So I made a video titled Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, Give It Up Girl. And that video got a pretty good amount of views because I'm new on YouTube, but I will say though, I'm not good at editing and really articulating myself that well yet. So the video was kind of all over the place. And since I uploaded that video, a couple of new things have kind of popped out about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. So I wanted to talk about them. So we're just going to get right into it, right? As a person who has a master's degree in counseling and has undergone the licensure process, well, I'm not fully licensed, but I do have experience with licensure. I don't currently work in that field anymore, but I still am in the mental health field. I'm really kind of shocked at how long this is that she's going to try to continue this lie, right? So pretty much I gave my opinion on her opinions about licensure, losing her FAFSA, the school losing her transcripts, and just this kind of the things that she's said that have been kind of questionable as somebody who's within the field, right? So recently there was a pastor, I believe his name was I don't know his first name, but I just know his name is Pastor Bryant, and he received a cease and desist from her. He's very popular on social media, and then he was contacted by her, someone from a school apparently that she had went to, saying that they had provided her a degree. And what ended up happening is Dr. Lamont Hill ended up interviewing the guy who ended up giving her this degree, this doctoral degree. And throughout the whole interview, I was just so over it. First of all, now that she's coming out with this, and also guys, just before I even make my point, the reason why this even got started up in the first place is because she did the Netflix documentary Trend. Y'all have seen it, where people are pretty much redo that documentary style thing, and people were just kind of questioning her about the colors that she wore, the regalia. They found it on Amazon, all that. So it's kind of like it's at this point it feels like she's trolling. And my point was gonna be this: at this point, to where all of this stuff is happening now, it doesn't seem like she's taking this too seriously. And so I don't feel like a lot of people are truly taking what she's doing seriously, and it's a big issue. My whole thing with this whole thing is she is presenting herself to be someone who's knowledgeable in something that is very important. Mental health is not this game. Whether she wants to present herself as a life coach now that she's gotten caught, or whether she wants to continue going by this doctorate of counseling psychology that she does not have. It's very important, and it can be it's very important not to misrepresent yourself, and it can be very damaging to people who are seeking mental health treatment. And what I was going to say was, I wish that people would take this more seriously, because she's obviously trolling at this point. She knows that she didn't pretty much messed up all of her motivational speaking opportunities, because nobody's gonna want to listen to some bullshit ass person that keeps trying to perpetuate this lie. Like, I'm honestly shocked just with how, because she's not a dumb woman, she's very articulate. I've seen her speak in person in Dallas. Someone with that much intellect would continuously try to perpetuate this lie. If you know at this point that people have these questions and you cannot produce the proof, it would honestly be better for her to come out and say, you know what, I am not a doctor of psychology. I branded myself as a doctor, but I am very knowledgeable in life coaching, motivational speaking, and in relationships. That's all she had to do. But continuously, going on with this lie is making it, this is officially a circus. And again, I don't take her seriously at this point. And I think the fact that she's not taking it seriously are continuously making people not take this as seriously. Like, obviously within my sector of friends, where as I have professional friends that are in the field, we take this very seriously. And I see a lot of influencers and doctors that are speaking out about this, and I'm glad that they are speaking out about this. But again, like in the general public, I keep seeing, well, it's why is this such a big deal? It's a big deal because mental health is a big deal. If life coaches and mental health therapists are two different things, and a lot of times people might think that they can be used interchangeably, but they can't. Mental health therapists are trained to diagnose mental health issues and treat them, right? And life coaches kind of work on life goals. They kind of ask you like, what do you want to work on? And they might, help you plan for those things. They might do like a little bit of motivational interviewing and, help you make those changes. If you come to a life coach and you have mental health issues, and they're trying to treat those mental health issues or give you guidance on that, they're acting out of their scope, which could be harmful to you as a person with mental health needs. If you have anxiety or those are things that mental health therapists can probably pick up on quickly, and you're going to a life coach and things aren't working, that's not going to work. And the reason why I bring up this specifically is because if you're branding yourself as someone who's been licensed or trained in the mental health field, and then you decide that you're going into life coaching, it's very likely that many people are going to you for life coaching because they know that you also have expertise in the mental health field. Now, again, I know that that's not the case, and if she is presenting herself as a life coach, people should just be aware that those are the services that she's providing. But again, people who don't know would not know this, right? Again, it can just be very harmful to someone who's coming for, because it's true that people really don't know the difference between life coaching. Some people might need therapy and then they come to you for life coaching, and then I just feel like it's a big hoopla, and it's crazy. And just to kind of, again, touch on some of the points that I didn't really get into, if you're not just too familiar with what some of the things that she said that her transcripts were lost, which is an absolute lie. Even if the school shuts down, there are records that you can get. Again, talking about pursuing private practice to not be up under a license when you can be in private practice up under a license. And then I also wanted to touch on some of the things that my phone's going off, that were said during the interview that Mark Lamont Hill did with the president of the university that gave her that degree. So one of the things that bothered me was within that discussion that they had, he said that the school had just started and he had already provided a good degree. There is no degree plan at the doctoral level where you can be provided a degree in that short amount of time. He said that he looked at her life coaching videos and they did some type of forensic interviewing to give her the credit, but again, that still doesn't make sense. And I would again have argued that degree probably won't stand up anywhere, because if the degree is based off of previous experience, then what is the point of doing the degree? Like, did she do any coursework at all? So again, that's just proving that the degrees that they're trying, what they're trying to prove, and the standing that they're trying to give her just does not have a leg to stand up on. That's the whole point I'm trying to get people to understand. And so, excuse me, I'm just very disappointed that even third parties are coming out to kind of continuously perpetuate this, right? Another thing that also kind of stood out was the type of degree that was provided to her. It was like I don't even remember what it is, and I'm sad I can't even speak on it now. It was like through theoretical or theological psychology was just not really recognized. If you know, it's not that people can't use like religion within the field of psychology, but it's just not a thing that's been recognized by the American Psychological Association. I mean, maybe in the Christian community it could be helpful, but I would always still encourage people that even if you are seeking like any type of guidance through a ministry or your pastor or your church, to always seek help from an just as an ongoing support or as an alternative, to seek help from a licensed mental health professional as well. But my overall views, those are the things that I pretty much wanted to clear up, because that interview with the president of that university who provided her with that doctoral degree had came up, and I'm just kind of over it. At this point, she's trolling, and if anything else comes out, I might comment on it, but I'm kind of over it, and I won't continue being a part of the BS that she has going on, because it really is sad. And especially in our community, the Black community, where we have a lot of unique challenges, it's important for people to be knowledgeable and trained to provide certain type of services or use certain modalities. That's something that we use in the counseling field. It's a specific type of way to address mental health needs. So this whole thing, and that people just kind of want to write it off as, oh, well, it's not that big of a deal. Even, she's helping people. She's doing more harm than good. And I wish that people would understand that. And I would just encourage people that whenever you do decide to do any life coaching, or even if it is, therapy, to make sure that you check their license reviews if they have them, and just, get a good idea of the knowledge that they have, the training that they have, the type of clients that they work with before you do anything, because mental health is not a game. That's all I wanted to say, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.